Alright, this is day 2 of the Goreum challenge, Goreum Daejeon in Korean, and I'm gonna tell you what it is all about. So, as the English name tells you, it's about doing things in one step. Doesn't mean that you have to finish everything in one go, but that you should divide the thing into smaller steps, right? This idea came to me from Lao Tzu. His saying was, a journey of 1,000 miles start with one step, right? To travel 1,000 miles, you will always start with the smallest step possible. 2 or 3 years ago, I started to apply this philosophy to everything I do. And I've chosen to be really specific and only choose one thing first. Not focus scatteredly on many things, but prioritize one thing over everything else. At the time, I think I started with walking more to lose weight, right? Or at least to not gain weight, because I was steadily gaining weight, and walking was way easier than running. And because I was at my heaviest, every time I ran, I would feel it on my knees. I would be really out of breath after not even 1 minute, sometimes 30 seconds. And it was easier also to do that rather than do an extreme diet right away. Walking is something that I've always enjoyed, and to me it's easy. And after a certain number of steps, you start to really be in the groove, and it feels lighter on your inner organs too. So because I have fatty liver, when I eat something that has too much sugar, it hurts my liver. I can feel it, literally. But when I walk, this feeling of like cramping in my body alleviates. Therefore, how you do the challenge? First, you need to take notes. This is a logbook. This is not a diary. I don't need to write everything I've done in the day, etc. I call it the winning logbook, because I only write the one thing I have prioritized. In my case, it started with walking, so the number of steps. And my goal was 12K steps, 12,000 steps. But I didn't start with 12K. I started with 1K, and then 2K, and then 3K, 4K. And in about a week, I've got back to maybe 4 to 5K steps, because that's what feels good. When you start walking, you realize pretty fast that you are made to walk, and you want to walk more. And you're not as tired as fast as if you were running. So that's how I started my journey, personally, like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And I've been able to do that consistently every day. At the very least, I can walk a certain number of steps every day. And today, I can do 30K steps, right? And it's not hard for me anymore. My threshold is not 12K. Today, I can do 16K every day. And 16K is about 500 calories down. That means I'm burning 500 calories easily without doing anything else in the day. I don't need to watch what I eat as much as before. I do too, of course, but that's not the focus. So you apply a goal, and instead of failing because you take on too much at one time, you take the smallest part instead. So if you were to apply that to drawing, for example, instead of drawing the whole head of a human body, and you want to really be good at drawing facial expressions and things like that, instead focus on one element. So every day what I would do, they tell you you could draw an eye, but an eye is still quite difficult. So I would start with maybe an ear, the mouth, which has a lot of expression, the lips, because it's just a few lines, right? The eye is a sphere. You don't see it, but it's a sphere behind the eye socket. And you have all the layers of skin on top, and that means you have to learn a lot about anatomy first before you can draw an eye accurately. But for the mouth, it's a bit easier. Everybody knows how to draw a basic mouth. So yeah, that's what I would do for that. If it was a diet, for example, I would not start with a difficult diet, a strict diet. Instead, I would take away something that I eat too much of and is detrimental to my health. So for example, if you drink energy drinks like 3 times a day, take 1 or 2 energy drinks per day away. So now you only drink 1. If you only drink 1 per day already, so what you can do is skip a day. Today you drink, tomorrow you don't, the day after that you drink, etc. So you've halved the number of calories from that bad element already. Until at some point, you can go 1 week without the drink. And later on, it's going to be 2 weeks, and then 1 month, and then you don't really need it anymore. So that's how you apply the 1 Goreom challenge. Don't forget to write somewhere, because if you fail 1, 2, 3, even 7 days in a row, because you were busy, life will always throw at you something, the curveballs. So what you do is write it down so that after that period has passed, you can try to add a little bit extra. So for my steps, if I was at 1K steps and I missed like a week of 1K, I would add 500 steps for like 1 or 2 weeks. So that in 2 weeks, I have 1,000 steps per day for the account of 7 days. Well, welcome to the challenge. Have fun on your way. And a very important tool is don't be your own critic. Don't judge yourself. Right? Take a small goal, something you know you can do, not something you want to do, and go slowly, incrementally toward your real goal. All right? So have fun. See you later.